Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and yes, that's right, bonus Sunday video. Welcome back to Pacific Drive, where we're carrying on from more or less where we ended off in the first video, where we were playing the demo, which is basically the entirety of the intro and the first mission of the game itself. Now this is the game itself, and I have repaired the car. I've also stuck a crude headlight on the front in order to replace the one that wasn't there, and now Oppie wants me to head to Sierra. Apparently there's a big old anomaly there that needs investigating. So this is where we are. And Sierra is indicated by the green marker up there to the north. That's where I need to be. The thing is, I can't just drive straight there. I have to navigate through junctions that I've already explored. Fortunately, I have explored junction E5. And I can go from there to Sierra. I just have to go through that junction first. See, when you mouse over a location, it tells you what, if any, hazards and conditions are in place at that location. The problem is, until you actually encounter them and scan them, it doesn't tell you exactly what those hazards and anomalies are. Which is a bit of a bummer, but hey, it is what it is. So, junction E5. And once you've picked that destination, by the way, you can't change it. It depends on the number of scanner charges that you have. And with a basic scanner on the roof, you can only pick one destination at a time. Notice the blue number to the left side of each of these location indicators. That tells you how many stable anchor charges you're going to need. If this is all sounding complicated, don't worry, it's actually fairly simple. But that tells you how many stable anchor charges you're going to need in order to teleport back from that location to safety here in the garage. It turns out that when you actually travel through a junction to an area, it's a one-way trip. There's no going back through that same junction. You either have to continue through the area to the next junction, assuming it's open, or find anchor charges and initiate the teleport back to the safety of the garage. Did anybody else notice that my windscreen wipers turned on when I activated the ignition? I mean, it wasn't just me, right? You know what? Not important. I'll worry about that later. So, here we go. Car's in good condition. I don't have all of the stuff that I'd like to be taking with me because my resources are limited, but I can just scavenge up whatever I'm going to need when I get there. Right, here we go. Junction E5 and then on to Sierra. This will take 3 hours. Fortunately, it's the middle of the day when I get here. Oh, it's the middle of the day when I left, so there's still plenty of daylight when I get here. Junction conditions, anomalous clouds, what the hell are these? Unpredictable weather patterns, cloud-related hazards at ground level. Well, we are in the Pacific Northwest, and the light behind me just changed to red. This indicates that I cannot go back through that junction. I have to continue. Wow, the weather here is pretty atrocious, but well, that's the Pacific Northwest for you. Did you know that this area of the USA is actually a rainforest? I realise it might not look like any rainforest that you've ever seen, but it's not a tropical rainforest.
You know what my favorite remnant was? The record player. You remember, Francis? You play records normally, but then every now and then you hear weird voices. Like that one time it was my 5th grade lunch lady.
This again.
You know, the sooner I get this out of my system, the sooner you can have some peace and quiet.
Fine.
Hey, atta girl. Oh boy. Hey, driver, listen. Of all the legends, of all the stories that have spawned the zone, trust me.
Whoa, what the hell were those?
One of the best.
Yeah, this is all very interesting, Tobias. But, wow, the car's going haywire. I need to stop and sort this out.
A broken microwave that froze food instead of warming it. A rusty can of paint that produced every color in existence. Always so out of place that people were irresistibly drawn to them.
Yeah, you know, like a mysterious car in the forest, right?
Get off my... So, those are the bunnies? I remember reading something in the previous video about bunnies being dangerous, but they didn't do the car any good. They didn't do a huge amount of damage, they just seem to cause all kinds of chaos to the electrics. Turn the radio on, for example. Start beating the horn randomly.
Tobias mentioned that the remnants bind themselves to people, but the car's done with you. and how that led to obsession. These obsessions always started innocently, a sudden interest in model train sets or collecting old road signs. The objects themselves would exhibit anomalous properties, but what didn't in the zone, right? That in itself wasn't cause for alarm. But these fixations would only grow worse, until its victims could think of nothing else but the remnant. And they always ended with spiraling into madness and disappearing in a mad chase after something. Sorry, driver, it doesn't sound fun, but better to know what you're up against.
Could the remnant's victims still be out there somewhere? I mean, we never heard from them again, but it doesn't mean they all died.
I have the distinct honor to introduce to you the American people, a new scientific frontier with a raw power like LEM technology in the good hands of true patriots like Dr. Ophelia Turner. The potential is limitless. On this day, we welcome our Faraday future.
Yeah, apparently the car that I'm driving isn't actually a car. I mean, it looks like a car, it mostly behaves like a car, but it's one of these remnants. So this is one of these bunnies, but it's a broken bunny, and it doesn't appear to do anything particularly dangerous. I mean, it didn't seem to be doing any physical damage to the car.
I wonder if you're already feeling the remnant's effects, driver. Have you been fixating on the car, maybe?
If only we knew where remnants came from. Then we'd have a place to start on how to help you. This is no typical anomaly.
Right, yeah. The anomalies we know, they're creepy, crawly, and weird. Like visible manifestations. The remnants were the only ones that wormed its way into your brain. There's something much more.
Plasma mist. Lovely. But yeah, the broken bunny, it just seemed to cause chaos to the car's electrical systems. You can actually scrap these things, by the way, but I didn't realise at the time. I mean, they take damage if you hit them, and they will eventually degenerate and give up whatever goodies are contained within inside them, but yeah, I hadn't figured that out at the point where this was being recorded. It looks like there's a spark tower over there to the left. Right, let's take a quick look. Kind of blockage on the road. If there's anything inside those containers. Let's take a quick look. No, that looked like a door, but it isn't. And there's a ramp down there as well. Yeah, that's just a blockage. I mean, I could drive around it. It's no problem. Oh, and the rain's stopping. Oh, yeah, Pacific Northwest rainforest. Not tropical rainforest, though, so it doesn't look like a jungle. Just lots and lots and lots of pine and deciduous trees. And a huge amount of rain. The car's not going anywhere because you didn't actually turn the ignition jingles. Look, the dash lights are off. There you go. Right. So I think we're going to head down here. I'm fairly sure I saw a spark tower. And I know I need plasma. I'm not entirely sure exactly what it is I need plasma for, but I know it's certainly useful. And you get those from plasma generators, which you sometimes find next to an ARDA trailer, which is the... Am I supposed to jump that ramp? Let's check it out. Yeah, there's definitely a spark tower back there. What is that? Huh. Doesn't look like it's going to kill me. Should probably scan it. But the scanning option isn't coming up. Oh wait, now it is. This is a pacemaker. This is actually a useful anomaly. Apparently you put stuff in it and it rearranges it into something else. Something useful, but kind of broken. It doesn't rearrange things perfectly. I thought I'd give it a try, so I put this busted up scrapper into it, see what it was going to turn into. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but notice the heart icon on that scrapper. I popped it into the pacemaker. I had a look to see what it was going to spit out, and there's nothing there. So I just assumed at the time, because I didn't know any better, that it was either busted or it just wasn't a useful object. It actually is. The thing is, anything with a heart icon on it is something that you got from the friendly dumpster back at the garage. And nothing that you get from the friendly dumpster can be reconstituted or deconstructed, because they're basically freebies. So you can use... Oh, hello. Drive up the ramp, go airborne. Well, that seems fairly obvious. Okay, a spark tower. Spark towers are the primary source of plasma, which you need for certain things. Oh, and by the way, if you're running short of road flares, check the trunks of wrecked cars. That's the primary source of road flares, amongst other things. The problem with the spark towers is they're kind of dangerous. Sometimes you'll find plasma generators next to... ARDA is the research institute that was conducting research here in the exclusion zone. Sometimes outside their trailers you'll find an intact plasma generator that you can loot plasma from. But more often than not, those spark towers are going to be the primary source of any plasma that you need. The problem is they're bloody dangerous because they discharge electricity. But if you need plasma, well, what other choice do you have? Wow, that wind has really picked up. Okay, there's no fuel. Oh, but I can scrap the tyres. Off-road tyres. I don't know how to make these. I should probably scan it first. These are an amazingly good source of rubber, which is blown away in the wind. I don't want to have to chase this stuff down the road. Yeah. Have a quick look around. I mean, I could scrap more of these tyres, I suppose. But I'm just going to end up having to chase the bits and pieces down the road in this gale force wind. So, am I supposed to take this ramp? I don't see the point. It's just going to wreck the car, surely. And I can just drive around it. But, I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to. Maybe, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, logically, what's going to happen is I'll fly up the ramp. Oh, hang on. Stuck on something. Let's back up. Fly up the ramp, sail off the other end, and the car will smash to the ground in a snotty heap on the other side. But I'm inside the exclusion zone. Something weird might happen, so we'll give it a try. I'm fighting against the wind here, though. And yeah, that didn't really achieve anything. It didn't seem to wreck the car, though. Whoa, tourists. Oh, shit, I nearly backed into one. Those things explode. That's bad. Let's give them a wide berth. That actually seemed like it might have been kind of a trap, because if I had made that jump successfully, I would have landed right in the middle of those tourists. And while the jump didn't damage the car, running through a bunch of tourists definitely would have. Looking at the route map, that big yellow blob looks like some kind of storm just passed me by. I mean, that would explain the winds. Definitely looks like everything's calmed down significantly. The storm's passing down to the southeast, according to the map anyway. Alright, let's keep going. I don't think I actually need plasma for anything. And I know that those spark towers can really, really hurt you if you time getting to the plasma generators wrong. Speaking of which, it looks like there's more tourists on the road up ahead. So I'm going to need to go around. Oh, that's radiation. Although I'm liking the look of the terrain on this side better than on the other side, it'll probably be easier to get around here. Note this indicator on the dash. Oh, bollocks. I don't want to be hanging around in here for longer than possible. I'm fine, by the way. Radiation isn't going to hurt you as long as your car still has some kind of protection. You're safe inside the car until the car's protection level has been worn down by damage, indicated by this thing here. As long as that thing's at least not in the red, any environmental hazards will damage the car and not you. So, there's more sizzling mist over there. Is that actually on the road? I think it is. Oh, there's another spark tower down there. Nice clear open meadow. Looks relatively safe. Oh, hello. What's that? Not seen that before. Let's give it a scan. Pneumatic deposit box. Huh. They apparently just contain stuff. Alright. Oh. Oh yeah. There's a recording in there too. I'll play that. Oh, it's a written recording. Anomaly encounters number 6. Somebody spotted a monster like a big bristling caterpillar. Thanks, I could have done without knowing that. That's right, anyway. And I'll turn the radio off because it's probably draining my battery. Battery charge, by the way, is the red number on the dash over there to the left. It's currently reading 49.2, which is pretty good, I think, with the battery that I have in this car. The maximum is 50, so yeah, got plenty of battery. Of course, the more things that you start adding to the car, the bigger the drain on the battery. That's right, Akazuki. That is a problem for another day. What was that? I just heard something. Let's turn the car off. No sense in draining. Whoa! Let's get a scan of that. So these are bollards. Well, it seems fairly obvious what they do. Oh, well, mostly full fuel barrel. I don't think I've used a lot of fuel in the car, but you know what? Let's not look a gift horse in the mouth. We'll top up from the spare gas can. And then we'll top this up from the fuel barrel. I mean, it's just lying there. I may as well take it. Stick this back in the car. Right, getting plasma from spark towers. You're going to need the impact hammer to smash the plasma generators that are feeding it. But if the tower discharges while you're doing it, like that, you're going to take damage. That was 24% of my health in just a couple of seconds. These things are really dangerous. But it won't stop discharging until you've smashed all of the generators that are feeding it. Ow! Ow! No, no, don't stop to pick them up. Get out of there. 22%. Right. Where's my first aid kit? I need duct tape. Shit. Thing is, I'm 2 out of 3 here. I just have to smash one more plasma generator in order to get the plasma from this thing. So I don't... Whoa, 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 whoa. Back off. No, fuck you. I really, really want to finish what I've started, because otherwise I've just lost 80% of my health for nothing. So wait for it to discharge in a different direction, then run in, smash the last plasma generator, and we're going to live. And now I can pick everything up. But I don't have any first aid kits. I don't have the materials to make first aid kits in the workbench. Shit. I don't even know that I actually need plasma for anything. I mean, I'm sure it's going to come in useful. All of the stuff that you pick up. I mean, you might be thinking, well, why am I picking up all of this plastic? I don't really need plastic for anything. Yeah, but you will. You're going to need all of this stuff for something at some point. I must now, of course, tread very, very cautiously. 22% health, and unless I find any food or any medical supplies, or some duct tape so I can make a first aid kit. Yeah. Let's have a look at the map. So, there are 2 stable anchors. These are the yellow markers. If you look at the top northeastern corner of the map, that's the exit to the zone. There's 2 ways out of this zone, because this is a junction that leads to Sierram, which is where I'm supposed to be going. So you can either take the junction to Sierram, or you can collect stable anchors and activate a teleporter to get you back to the garage. Sometimes you'll enter a zone that doesn't actually have a junction exit point, and the only way to get out of the zone is to collect the stable anchor energy and activate the teleporter. And you should probably, anytime you're in a new zone, be collecting the stable anchors that are in that zone, because the fabricator back at the garage requires anchor energy. Here's one of the stable anchors. It requires anchor energy to make stuff. And it... Whoa, tourists. Whoa, that was close. Yeah, the whole place is covered in tourists. Oh, this is going to be tricky. It's just one of those things explodes on me. It'll kill me. The problem, because there's always a trade-off, is that while you want the stable anchor points, picking them up causes radiation damage. I've only got 22% health. And also, they're stability anchors. Every time you take the charge from one of them, the area becomes less stable. So, can I get in there without tripping that tourist? Yes. Right, now I'm taking radiation damage, so I have to give these tourists a wide berth. Oh shit, no. You see? The area instantly becomes less stable. No, wrong door. It's in the passenger seat. Get it in there. Come on. Oh, fuck me. They've disengaged the handbrake. The car's rolling. You little bastards. I'm quickly making a pry bar here to smack that broken bunny off the top. You don't need to. You can just press F to kick and dislodge it. That will also work. Or you can just pick it up and throw it. This is very much a game of trade-offs. You need the stable anchor energy, not just for making new stuff when you get back to the garage, but also to get back to the garage. Oh, that's interesting. I thought that would detonate the tourists, but it doesn't. I know a road flare does, but these broken bunnies don't appear to interact with tourists on any meaningful level. I wonder what happens if I throw one into the sizzling mist over there. And that would be nothing. Right, 17% health. What's... It looks like the broken bunnies also turned my radio on. Don't worry, we can fix that. That's quite enough for you. Right, taking a look at the zone map. I've got enough energy to be able to jump back. That right there is one of the teleporters. Now I could activate it from here, but that would be a very, very silly thing to do, because the second you activate it, you're on a timer. The whole zone goes crazy, and you will be destroyed if you don't get there in time. I'm right next to another teleport point, but you can't activate them if you're too close to them. So what you need to do, and what I'm doing here in fact, is I've set a waypoint to the crossroads, which will give me a clear drive straight to that first teleport point. Because you don't want to be driving off-road in a race to the death if you can possibly avoid it. If there's a road that will take you there, take the road. Because driving off-road, it's kind of tricky. So, I need to get back to the road first and foremost, and I need to avoid that sizzling mist. The combination of this shitty engine just not producing enough torque, and these terrible spare tyres having basically no traction, means that off-road... Oh, you see that hatched yellow circle on the route map? I don't know what that is, but I know that it's something bad closing in. It's closing in from the direction of the teleport exit point that I need to be getting to. Because of course it is. But anyway, yeah, the low torque engine and the terrible spare tyres mean that off-road I've basically got no traction whatsoever. And it's next to impossible to go up any kind of incline. But I made it back onto the road, and this is the crossroad. I'm going to take a quick stop here. I've got about 75% fuel in the tank, so I'm not going to need to refuel. There might be some good stuff here I can scavenge, maybe some duct tape to make some first aid kits. But this place is radioactive. It's like the gas station itself is radioactive. Oh, and there is duct tape in the dumpster. Alright. Not run into the tourist. Let's get my workbench and see if I can make a first aid kit. I can't. I need one more duct tape. Oh, for... Alright. Maybe there's some more in the garage itself, but I mean, I'm down to 10% health now. But then I noticed something. Your health doesn't seem to drop below 10% from, well, low-level radiation damage alone. So, okay. Since my health isn't actually getting any worse, let's have a quick look. There's got to be something useful in here. Some plastics. No more duct tape, but hey, whatever. There's another recording. Let's check it out. Oh, more of Tobias's poetry. Okay, yeah, fantastic. Anything else in here? Nothing terribly useful. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here, the electronics, that I could be scrapping to get circuitry and stuff like that, but I am kind of on the clock here. Let's get back to the car. We need to get the hell out of here. I've definitely outstayed my welcome here. Okay. Yep. You see that hatched sort of circular area, or the hatched area outside the circle? That is now covering the teleport point that I wanted to head to. So I ain't going that way. Instead, I'm going back the way I came, now that I'm far enough away from the teleport point that was right next to the place where I got the stable anchor from. And I need to get there ahead of not just whatever this storm is that's closing in, yeah, that thing, but now that I've activated it, all hell is breaking loose, and the instability is getting a lot worse. Oh shit. And this, while it's not harming me directly because I'm inside the car, it is harming the car. The car protection level is down to the yellow, and all kinds of car components are now starting to take damage. And there's just radiation everywhere. Yeah, the entire zone is now covered by radiation. I need to get to this exit point. We're going to have to do Sierra another day. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm heading for. And I am, of course, going to have to go off-road. Oh, no. Yeah. Off-road performance, not fantastic. How much damage did the car take doing that? Which way am I going? No, that's the bad shit closing. Red is bad, there it is. Actually, there's red shit all around. There's only one bar of yellow car protection left. I am going to die if I don't get in there in the next couple of seconds. Come on. Oh, I should be alright. Oh, that hasn't done the bumper any good. Come on. Come on. And we're going to live. The car's pretty fucked though. Oh Lord, look at that. Right.
Huh. I'm marginally impressed. Not bad, newbie.
Well, made it back. Not exactly in one piece. I mean, the car is wrecked.
Have you found the friendly dumpster yet? It's behind the shop. If you're ever in dire need,
Pay it a visit. As much as the zone takes away, sometimes she also provides.
Friendly dumpster. Yeah, I know about the friendly dumpster. Let's have a look at... Oh, that is bad. The rear door is completely buggered. So is the front left panel. That's... Yeah. Right, so I need to make some repairs. Let's get the battery charged up first. Let's take a look and see what the friendly dumpster is going to give me today. You should always check the friendly dumpster every time you come back from a trip. Ooh! Lots of panels to replace the damaged stuff. That's quite handy, actually. The friendly dumpster is actually semi-intelligent. It will usually provide you with the stuff that you need the most, but it can only be used for its purpose. So if it spits out a replacement panel to replace a damaged component on the car, you can only use it as a replacement panel. Now, I didn't know this at the time. It took me an embarrassingly long time to figure it out. But you can't scrap anything that you get from the friendly dumpster for raw components. Gonna have to see what I can do about... Oh yeah, this car is not in good shape. Let's get the repair putty. I've got plenty of repair putty, so I should be able to get everything back up into working condition. Providing nothing is actually... See, there's two different kinds of damage that your car components can take. So there's just basic, you know, structural damage, which is what the repair putty is fixing. But then you can develop faults as well. Like your tyre can develop a flat, so you need a sealing kit to fix that. And then also repair the structural damage with repair putty. So, yeah. Fortunately, well, unfortunately, I'm now out of repair putty and this door needs fixing. Now, I could replace some of these doors and panels with the ones that the friendly dumpster spat out, but the stuff that you get from the friendly dumpster usually isn't in perfect condition. So the stuff that's actually on the car might be in better condition than the replacement panels that the dumpster just gave me. So I know I'm definitely going to need some more repair putty. And a first aid kit wouldn't hurt. As we just discovered the hard way, what happens if you go out into the zone without basic preparations like first aid kits. So where was it? There we go. This thing needs fixing up. It wasn't actually that badly damaged, so it probably makes sense to repair it rather than replace. Yeah, that back door is it's almost completely gone, as is the rear bumper. Well, that's used up all of my repair putty. So, now, I came back from that expedition with some stable energy. Let's refuel the car while we're here. From the anchor point that I picked up. I could have probably done better, and probably should have done better, because there were 2 anchor points in that zone. But I only recovered the energy from one of them. That does, however, mean that I can go to the fabricator and use that energy to generate blueprints for some new stuff. So you can see that each thing has an energy and a material requirement. And I've got the energy, but I'm missing gears. But I can make gears. Here's the workbench. I can refine scrap metal into gears. So I'll go ahead and do that. Got plenty of scrap metal. Head back to the fabricator, and this should now give me the blueprint for the matter deconstructor. This is an essential garage component. There it is. Just pick it up. And it goes over here. This is kind of like the scrapping tool that you have, except it's way more efficient. There's no wastage. If you feed anything into the matter deconstructor, you basically get a ton of materials back. So, what can I feed into the matter deconstructor? How about the crude bumper that I just replaced? Pop it in. At first I thought nothing had happened. There's nothing inside it. It actually spits the stuff out at your feet. And that's a ton of raw materials. Alright, I thought, I've got more stuff that I can deconstruct. Not realising, although this is more or less where I found out, that anything spat out of the friendly dumpster can only be used for its purpose. It cannot be deconstructed. It cannot be scrapped. So I at first thought that there was something actually wrong with the matter deconstructor, because everything you pop in here, it just instantly disintegrates and you get nothing out of it. Anything marked with a heart icon, you can't deconstruct. The friendly dumpster is friendly, but it ain't that friendly. So, I mean, that trip wasn't exactly a complete bust. On the plus side, I did get a junction explored, I did come back with some stable anchor energy, and now I have a matter deconstructor. On the downside, while I did come back with a bunch of new resources, I ended up using most of those resources to repair the damage that I sustained on the expedition. Worst of all, I suppose, I never made it to Sheeran to investigate Old Cappy, the big old anomaly that Oppie thinks is the key to proving whether or not the car I'm driving is actually a car or one of these mysterious remnants. I think we all know it's one of these mysterious remnants. But Oppie needs proof. So one way or another, I'm going to have to head back to Sheeran. All of that coming up in the next episode. I am very much enjoying this game. I hope you're enjoying watching it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.